tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show.
Welcome to another episode of The Tailgate Show, brought to you in part by HMD Studios. How's it going, fellas?
Oh,
And I hope you didn't hit live, Jared, before with that discussion we were having, you asshole.
you're welcome.
Did you really?
Thank God.
We weren't live for that, were we?
Let's check the tape.
Did you hear me ask if that last part was true or not?
It's not. That's why I hope.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
All right. Yeah. So,
Anyway, gentlemen,
what a way to
Coming
lead
up-
off the show. I love
coming
it.
off the bye week, we're going to discuss a little matchup between the Ravens here. But some Bears news, Tevin Jenkins is back, and
Ooh.
Twitter's been a little romantic this week, man. It's like people actually think this is like Madden. I think you can just put players in, right? You got a guy coming off back surgery, fellas. He never played left tackle. I guess for maybe a couple games in college, but like he didn't have much of a preseason. Like
No.
it's actually a really good situation for him because he's learning behind a Hall of Famer. But
Absolutely.
the fans on, people that were the replies I was seeing was like, oh yeah, he'll be in. You move him to guard. What's your guys' thoughts on all this?
My thought is if anybody moves, if you're going to do that and anybody moves, it should probably be the guy that's played guard before in the NFL. And it should be Jason Peters if you're going to do that. But I also don't like that idea at all. I think it's a terrible idea. I think Jenkins, it's cool that he's in his 21-day portal for practice, but there is absolutely zero reason to rush him back. What are we rushing him back for, a 3-6 team? Why? Just to see what you got, I guess. But if you drafted him with conviction, just like you signed Old Man River with conviction, then you should be able to deal with that.
I guess my counterpoint to that would be Justin Fields is progressing every week with the O-line he's playing behind right now.
Correct. And I see where you're going to go with this.
Do you know what I mean? Borum's holding it down. He's been facing.
You got to see how he plays
top
with Justin too, right? That's where you're at.
Why mess with the only thing I'd like to see mess with is the center position right now. But why mess with the tackles? Why mess with your bookends when things are starting to progress?
Yeah, and they're actually not playing bad.
Right.
They really aren't.
You're not suggesting Jenkins to guard, though, are you?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't. If he's going to be our left tackle for the future, like I don't want to see them do what they did to Cody and Kyle. You know what I mean? Moving
And
them around too much.
And James. Yeah.
And James.
Well, that's what they did with. It's what the Raiders did with Alex Leatherwood. He was struggling at tackle. They busted him into guard. Now that's a guy without injury. That's a guy I was really high on coming out. I thought that guy would really translate to our offense. It's not really worked out for him at guard either. And now I think he's injured. So
Yeah.
careful what you wish for. You just might get it. This offensive line is functional. Finally.
Yeah.
Bar's low, but yes, I would say functional compared to where it was.
Bars, you say?
What do you? Yeah. What's your take on it, Biscuits?
I mean, I'm kind of with Jer. I would not rush Tevin Jenkins back in the lineup. I think it is enticing to maybe get him some snaps before the end of the year. But, I mean, do we really see Jason Peters holding up these next 8 games? I'm honestly shocked that he has so far. So I'd put a wait-and-see approach on it. If he goes down, hey, opportunity for Jenkins to come in. But I don't see what the point is rushing him back off of back surgery.
I've got a question to ask you guys. If you are Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, do you see this as an opportunity, especially Ryan Pace? Do you say, hey, you got to play the kid because this is an opportunity for us to say, hey, look at the draft we had. We've produced starters on this offense.
No,
And
I'll take. Go ahead.
And they've produced. They played well, or I feel like it's an opportunity as a job-saving measure I guess basically the question is, does this coaching staff and the GM have enough wherewithal to not rush a guy back just because their job's on the line?
Yes, because it's more important how Fields does. And if Fields is, the more he progresses, the safer they are.
I think it's twofold. I mean, I don't think Pace is on the hot seat, even though he should be. But let's say hypothetically, Jared, what Jared's saying, if I'm Ryan Pace, yes, I want Tevin Jenkins out there to prove what I did in the draft, getting Justin and 2 bookend tackles, as Bears Twitter tells me. But if I'm Matt Nagy, I'm going with the veteran. As B alluded to earlier, has played limited snaps at left tackle. You're going to throw him into the fire middle of the year, coming off surgery. If I'm Nagy trying to save my own ass, I'm rolling with Peters.
Pause.
And I agree. I mean, look what they did. We'll talk about that later, but they just signed a veteran today when they have a guy in the practice squad that I really want to see play. You got Snowden.
Who is that again?
Charles Snowden, man. I saw enough out of him, and I know it's preseason, but like he was doing things that we wanted Floyd to do in year 2. He even though he might be a little light, he was shedding blocks he was getting in there, man, fighting. He was getting pressure. Like, I liked what I saw, right? I would rather see that boost than a 34-year-old guy who hasn't really produced in a little bit.
You're 3-6. What the hell are you doing? You're not doing anything for your future.
That's what I'm saying, Jared. So I don't think the mindset is there. I think it's put the best product on the field now.
Well, if they're coaching and GMing for their jobs, would you rather roll with an unproven Snowden or roll with a Bruce Irvin, a savvy vet?
I would rather.
It's a move that says we're not looking into the future that much.
Oh, right. 100% for sure.
That's not a move that says we're developing anything.
But why? Is it because they sense that, hey, we have to string some wins together now? Or is it delusion that they think that they can win right now? That's the why.
Oh, we're finding the whys.
We're finding the whys. All podcasts.
Nice.
But I'm with B. I'd rather see Snowden. I just
you brought up Vaughters. You'd rather see Vaughters.
Vaughters is gone apparently. I didn't even know that. Right. He's in Atlanta. But just any young face, I just feel like would be better at this point for this team, which leads me to believe that Matt Nagy does sense that he's on the hot seat, and possibly Ryan too. I don't think he is, but that's a different conversation.
Got him. Ramirez Diego in the chat. There's no player that can save the Bears season. Remember, people had started from the owners down.
It was a long message. We're all sitting there reading it. I'm sorry, man. It was like
owners to coaches and players.
And he's 100% right, though. He is right. I mean, I think at one point in time we thought that Justin was going to be the guy that would be Nagy-proof and pace-proof and could maybe save us.
I think Ryan Pace has a chance to survive it, especially if you can get Jenkins out there and he shows that he is that left tackle of the future. I mean, you could say, look, I knocked this draft out of the park.
Hey, 1 out of 7. Way to go, Ryan. Way to go.
Yeah, but you can also knock your quarterback out.
That's true.
And he's more important right now.
Yeah, I think we all saw Sewell come in at left tackle and struggle initially to start the year.
If Fields continues improving every week in a city that hasn't had a franchise quarterback in our lifetime, I'm sorry, Jay was the closest thing. I guess you could call him that, but like that dude that everybody knows is that dude and everybody's behind.
That's huge.
That's your saving grace. So like, I don't see right now if Peters is holding it down, why fuck with that? I just don't. Doesn't make much sense to me.
I totally agree with you. I'm playing devil's advocate, and we do agree with you, Ramirez, that there's nobody that can probably save this Bears season right now. You're absolutely right.
One can.
Yeah, Ramirez, am I right or wrong? No, Ramirez, you're right, 100%. I don't think there is a single person that can come in and save this team this year.
By that same token, though, there's the schedule looks. It doesn't look as daunting as it once did.
What? You don't think so?
I can see where there's some wins there. There's teams that
Yeah.
are beatable.
Lions,
COVID,
Giants.
you got receivers making fake COVID fucking tickets and all that shit.
Well, we
This
already
is-
took our blowout from the Bucks. You
This,
know.
and not to be totally all over the place because we'll talk about the matchup later. No. I'm not talking about you guys. Just my thought here. Fields is constantly taking things in. This is a smart guy. We talked about when we drafted him. That new test that they do for the draft. This kid tested off the charts.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is a very intelligent quarterback.
So you think Justin Fields could be the one person that could save the season?
That's. Let me finish my thought.
Sorry.
I didn't say save the season, but what I'm saying is he has a bye week to kind of reassess everything, right? And he's coming off a game where that was the most comfortable I've seen him. He was playing comfortable, loose. Yeah. It was dope. I expect a big game out of him because he learns from his mistakes, man. This kid is constantly learning. It's just who he is. So I expect a huge game out of him. This is a defense we can pass against, boys.
Yeah, they've given up big chunks of yards. I think second most 20-plus yard passes and the most 40-plus yard passes. Stats and gravy coming in hot.
Ooh,
if the O-line can hold up. So I don't think you definitely don't throw Jenkins in this week because this team can. No. This is one of the best pressuring teams in the NFL. I think they are ranked 1 at pressure percentage. Biscuits, can you confirm?
Hey, be Quinnen stats, man. That's on you, man.
Once in a while,
I think you nailed it.
Wearing me out with it, bro.
I think you finally come around to the stats. So, no, I think you're right. Yeah, actually, you are right in pressure rate.
Wow.
Good job,
sometimes, man. Sometimes I, keep things in the chamber. But
nice.
Another thing that happened this week, Nagy came out with, I don't know why we pay attention to anything he says, but it's no one's fault other than everyone's.
Wow.
Who wants to take that on?
Can't even tell you how many people texted that.
We good on that. We are good on that one. We'll just let that one slide because that's the dumbest statement maybe ever.
Was that one dumber than what he said about the taunting rules? Did you all see that comment that he made?
I totally have checked out on the Nagy stuff.
So
the dude is a walking T-shirt phrase maker, bro.
He really is. He said that he thinks that the taunting rules, the way that it's being enforced, is fine because there's kids at home watching, and it sets a good example.
It's the kids. We do it for the kids. Fuck out of here.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like I say, if we want to, this is Ramirez in the chat. Like I say, if we want to win and save Bears QB, we must clean the Bears locker room. Is that a Mitch Trubisky reference? Sweeping the locker room?
Are we sweeping the sheds, boys?
Is that what we're doing, Ramirez?
No, I get what he's saying though. He feels like from top to bottom, it's got to be cleaned out. I don't know if that's.
Oh. Yeah, I think man, I like to see a full house cleaning, but they love Ryan Pace.
They do
too damn much.
And but it's true. If it played out the way I wanted it to play out, it'd be like I said, Ozzie Newsome up top, hire a GM, bring in a coach. Like with Nagy, we still don't really truly have an identity of our offense. It is things at times, but it's not consistent. It's just it's all over the place. Our defense too, man. Like they've taken a step back too. We're kind of at that like when Trestman was here and the defense was just getting old. Like the window's closing very fast. What it was in 18. Like it's hard to keep NFL windows open like that.
Khalil's looking. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to be your best ability has to be availability.
He doesn't miss much though, Jared. We could go in harder about Hicks with that. I mean, injuries aren't.
Yeah, that's true. And I think we were a year late on Hicks too. I love him, but I think we were a year late on him.
That style we love that they play wears on you.
Yep.
The problem also too with Mac is you weren't getting rid of him before the trade deadline this year because you have 23 to 25 million in dead cap for next year.
Yeah,
Right.
something like that. And they
I
keep
mean,
pushing
Not to
Cap
bring.
back.
I mean, it's just facts. I mean, the guy.
But
We
look at the
love
way
him,
the
but he's got to get
defense
on the field.
is with him and without him. I think there's a clear difference in this defense's performance.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean, our secondary's been exposed with him gone.
They've been exposed with him in the lineup.
Right.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
Very
Kendall
true.
Vilda. Nagy is a piece of crap, and he should have the balls. He should say, I am not good at coaching, and I'm stepping down because we are sick and tired of all the bullshit week in and week out. And he should keep the words. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't disagree.
Ramirez bringing the heat tonight.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
I
it.
like it.
Welcome to the chat, Ramirez.
And there's been a lot of there's been a lot of ticks on who should be the coach, and I mean
Ryan Day.
I agree he would be in my top 3, and Matt Campbell.
I saw your list of 3 today, B. I thought it was pretty solid.
Well, Iowa State, like that's Monty's dude. He was, I believe the Jets were hard pressed, trying to put a hard press on him, and the Colts too.
Yeah.
No, I'm not the Colts. I'm sorry. The Jet. I forget who it was. The Jets and someone else were really trying to get him, and he didn't want
him.
to.
Yikes.
Ryan Day is an intriguing name, I think.
I love Ryan Day. I love what he could bring. He would bring his offensive coordinator with him too, and that's the brain. That's the guy you want. Because Day is smart enough to let his guys coordinate to their detriment.
That might be true. That might give him an advantage because I do like McDaniels, but he's going to come in here and tell Pace to pound sand.
At this point, I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I know he's kind of a dick, though, what he did to the coordinators in Indy. That's kind of a...
I mean, I think I've harped on you about that.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that changing.
Years past, I do think, hey, this guy maybe had an opportunity to grow, learn from that experience, learn from that moment. My whole thing is, and I'm sorry, Bears Twitter, don't get mad at me, but why the fuck would you want to go from New England, such a well-run organization, to be like, yep, let me take that Bears job?
Because you want a head coaching job.
Yeah, but dude, he can either wait out for Bill Belichick to retire and take over that organization with Mac Jones.
Yes, and he's got a quarterback. Why would you leave that situation?
Well, not only that, if he is going to leave, wouldn't he want to leave for a better situation? I just don't see us as.
Do you think
attractive? I don't know. I think we become instantly better on offense by having a guy that can coach to his players' strengths. That's what we're missing. Like, we just don't have that.
But does he want to fuck with Ryan Pace, George, and Ted?
He was going to go to Indy. Their freaking owners of freaking. Well, I don't
Jim
know.
Irsay. He lets his guys do what they want, though, for the most part.
Sure.
I'd take Jim Irsay as our owner over George.
But you're telling me you'd go to Indy, but you wouldn't go to a bigger market in Chicago?
I think what Indy provides is a little bit more stability. I mean, besides getting busted with however many fucking drugs he had in his car, Jim Irsay has been a pretty good owner for Indianapolis.
This is a pretty patient organization with coaches, though.
Yeah, they are.
Chicago or Indianapolis?
Historically, Chicago. We've only had 17.
Yeah.
So what was your list, Brian, of your 3 that you put out? I'm sorry.
It was
for our
it's not
viewer.
It's not really it was just a tweet. It wasn't like an official letterhead list.
Oh, you didn't put out a letterhead?
Can we get that on letterhead this week, please?
Yeah, no, it's
Let's go here first. Sorry.
We're talking about that now. So
perfect timing.
Yeah, the 3 I put out there was McDaniels, Matt Campbell, and Ryan Day. Because Ryan Day's connection with Fields, Campbell and Monty go back in college. I mean, those connections ultimately, I think Ryan Day would be a bigger impact on who he's close with. But
Kevin Wilson is if you get Ryan Day, you've got to take Kevin Wilson with him. You just got to.
Hey, Ohio State's take the whole staff. I don't give a shit. Their defense is not bad either.
And their defense is suspect. That's the one. That's why I say Ryan Day lets his coordinators coordinate. I watch a
had
lot
some
of Big
beasts,
Ten.
though.
Oh, they develop talent, but they also give up points. That's why I say that's the best thing Ryan Day does. He lets his coaches coach. And he doesn't fuck with it like Nagy does, and doesn't put his little fingerprints all over it. He doesn't get his Denny's menu out. That's to me number one. The other guys, I mean, I don't know much about the other guys other than McDaniels. I could see where McDaniels wouldn't be a good fit, but I also could see why would he leave, because he's got a quarterback, he's got a stable situation.
Yeah, and I understand that everybody leaves. I'll just tell you this: Belichick hasn't won a Super Bowl without him on the staff.
Sure.
All right, so this isn't like guys that have left in the past, like Bill O'Brien, who was there to sub in for Daniels. I think when he went to Denver to be head coach or whatever happened back then. He's been there for everyone. There's his offense. I mean, when they beat the Rams, they became a power running team.
Yep.
With Brady.
Yep. Who was that running back from Cincinnati that they had on that team? God.
Corey Dillon?
Yes. Yeah. Corey Dillon.
I'm talking about recently, like Jared Goff Rams.
Oh. Yeah.
They ran their way through the playoffs. They just adjust to what your weakness is.
They're pretty much a new team every single year.
I love this guy's fire.
At some points, Biscuits, they're a new team every week.
Yeah. Yeah, they adjust. They do what's working. I will pick any other coach because this asshole that don't own up to this mistakes and throw players under the bus just to save his own ass. Yeah.
And the other part of that is like I forget. I think Michael Lombardi was on 670, and they were talking about like basically he was saying saying collaboration is just saying you don't know what you're doing.
Well,
there has to be an alpha.
You know what?
There has to be an alpha dog in the room,
or you're all doing the wrong thing together.
Right.
There has to be a somewhere where the buck stops, where this is what we're going to be as a football team. It shouldn't be everybody collaborating in a think tank all the time.
Kumbaya circle.
Right. And it also gets deeper than that. Like Belichick had his guys last week practice. I mean, it was like a monsoon in New England. We had a shitload of rain. They have an indoor facility. He's out there in the freaking elements, and they go out and fucking beat the shit out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
There's something to that. Nagy wouldn't do that.
No, he would never.
Jared, do you have 3 names?
Do I have? Yeah, I've got a first, middle, and last name actually.
Your short list for head coaches.
Oh, I guess. Like I said, I'm big on the Ryan Day tree. I don't think you can. I don't know if you can get him out of Ohio State or not, but that would be my first choice.
He'd be on my list of 3 as well.
I guess maybe some Daboll action. I don't know. Like I said, I've really not put a whole lot of thought into it other than I get singularly focused when I see something that I like.
Got a question for you, Jer.
Yes.
After that Jacksonville game, how'd you feel about your boy? Not that it's week to week, but
yeah, I didn't feel great about it. Players make coaches as much as coaches make players. You know what I'm saying?
How many quarterbacks has McDaniels made look good?
Well, he made Tom Brady look legendary.
Wasn't he there with Matt Castle that one year as well? He's
making Mac Jones look well.
Keep going. You're proving my point.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think Bears fans, went
to Denver, bro, and said, Jay Cutler, you're not a franchise quarterback. Peace.
And he actually did.
He not take 100% right on that one, too.
And the Bears said, hold my beer. We're going to take 8 years to figure this out after you did.
Yeah, Connor has an interesting point down in the chat, and maybe Brian, since your brother's a Bills fan, maybe he can speak more about this. But from what I've been hearing, a lot of Bills fans are not so much high on Dabble, but more believe that Ken Dorsey was a bigger part of developing Josh Allen.
Quarterback's coach.
Yeah, so maybe I get your thoughts on that.
Ironic. Didn't we have Dorsey? Was he not part of the Bears coaching staff at one point?
Who knows? We've had a lot.
I think he was. The name sure.
Stats and gravy loading.
Miami quarterback Ken Dorsey, right?
Yep.
He was with the Panthers for
he was
5
in
years.
University of Miami.
University of Miami, bro.
Yeah.
He was.
I want to think he was
Raiders.
part of our coaching staff at some point, but
I
don't know. I have a hard time with the hot shot new name OCs because
he's not that though.
Well, we all thought that.
He's been around though, man.
He was with the Patriots. Patriots for 5 rings, Bama for 1 as an OC. He's been around good coaching, so I honestly I wouldn't hate the move. I just wish I just want to get the head coach in here that's going to come in with a purpose and an identity and stick to it and bring in the right coordinators. We need a leader of men to be a head coach.
Dave Tobe.
There you go. Is that your guy?
I mean, he
Did you get through your 3, Jer? Sorry, man.
Far enough. It was brutal.
My 3, and this is a very uneducated 3 because who knows? I mean, nobody really knows how these guys are as leaders, what they look like behind closed doors. So we can say, hey, this is my favorite guy, but in reality, we really don't know. My 3 guys would be Ryan Day in no particular order: Ryan Day, Dave Tobe, and Alex Van Pelt, offensive coordinator of the Browns, just because I really think that system that they run in Cleveland would look damn good here.
It would translate.
And Herbert. It would look great.
With the offensive line. That's what Van Pelt does really well. He gets his offensive line together and he runs what they can block.
He play called a game against the Steelers.
He did that at Minnesota too.
Yeah. What's his face too? Isn't Kubiak's son offensive coordinator for Minnesota?
I think so.
Struggling a little bit. Someone off the Kubiak tree would really be nice. I just don't know if there's any more of those guys around.
Oh, technically he would be, right?
Right.
Who?
Didn't Stefanski work with Kubiak?
Yeah, well, I guess technically there was some overlap there.
So it's his guy. It's a branch.
Yeah.
But I don't want anything out of Cleveland.
Percentage
really?
that you think?
I think we'd all take that offensive production here. Just saying.
They're pretty stacked, bro. They were.
I mean, they have 2 good running backs, which we have. Their wide receivers are pretty comparable to ours, pretty non-existent.
They have a fantastic
line. That's what makes it go. Is that offensive line?
Jarvis, when healthy, is kind of a beast, man.
Dude, Jarvis is.
He can block too.
Jarvis is all right. He's all right.
He's Allen Robinson with an attitude.
No, because he's not afraid to get dirty.
I think he's a little bit fast twitchier than Allen Robinson. I don't even want to talk about Athrav.
Yeah.
Him and his fucking unplugged.
What, are you not plugged in? I was just going to say.
That was the laziest fucking promo in the world.
It's great.
It was hilarious.
So what percentage do you think of – what's the percentage that you would give that the Bears would fire Nagy?
I think it's too early to tell because
we're playing the game, though.
This 8-0 run, Bears Twitter's thinking that's going to happen. Who knows?
God.
We all thought it was going to happen last year, and they did it.
If 8-0 happens, yeah.
If they make the playoffs again, what percentage do you think that? I mean,
if they make the playoffs, he is definitely back 110. But that ain't fucking happening. But let's just say hypothetically in far-fetched land, yeah, he's coming back. There's no way that they're not going to bring him back after that.
So he goes 7-10. Justin shows growth. The offense shows promise, starts scoring points, but the defense gives it up.
Against the last 3 on our schedule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is who? The Giants, the Vikings, and somebody else?
Yeah.
See, like Connor says, 0% if they back into the playoffs again.
Well, no, it's actually the Seahawks, Giants. So Seahawks.
That's how it should be. I just don't trust George and Ted and Ryan to make what is a logical decision. So I'd say as of right now, I'm with B. Too early to tell. I'd go 50-50.
Yeah,
As sad as that is to say.
I only see 4 wins on the schedule max.
Yeah, I had him pegged at 3, but I could see, stealing a 4th for sure.
Well, that leads us right into this, doesn't it? Here we are at Baltimore, coming to town.
Yeah, and it's a quarterback you and I go back and forth with quite a bit.
Is it now?
At least you said quarterback.
Yeah. Boy, you really found out what Miami thought about his quarterback skills, don't you?
You know, though,
4-man across the board and said, beat us, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, they played that zero blitz that Belichick perfected, and we don't have the horses for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty damning statement by the Dolphins, I think. They just said, okay, hold my dick, and you're going to man up against our guys, and we're going to play you straight up, and you got to throw to beat us.
But they have the dogs. They have the guys to do it.
Who says we can't?
You want to put our defensive backs in a position. That's a very risky move, Jerry. Now you're putting all 4 of your guys are going to be in man. Yeah. And if they miss,
I think that's the way you play it, though.
Bro. Yeah.
I think it's the way you got to get
without Eddie Jackson in the lineup potentially.
You might have to do that.
Fuck, even with Eddie Jackson in the lineup.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They can't bring Roquan now because of coverage issues.
Yeah, which is a real problem.
As much as I'd like to see them bring him, they do bring him occasionally, but
right. Well, maybe you just got to throw caution to the wind and say screw it.
Shout out AA, by the way, because moving Roquan like Dallas moves Parsons would be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
we have a question.
You can't leave Ogletree, and you certainly can't leave Danny. Poor Danny out there. Do y'all really even care about wins as long as Fields plays well? I really don't care what the record is. No, I mean, I think all 3 of us. I think all 3 of us want to win, but I think all 3 of us also see
I care about winning. Fuck yeah, I want to win. Losing sucks.
But what's more important, Justin's development for the future, or maybe squeaking out 9 wins and slipping back into the playoffs? Why can't you do both? Yes.
Why? Yeah. Why not both? And Justin play well. Maybe Justin needs you to win.
How are you going to feel as a fan at the end of the day? Are you going to be?
I want to win the rest of the games. I want to see.
Of course.
You're talking about Justin's development, though. What would be better than that?
Right.
Because he'd be taking the team on his back and winning. When you take the team on your back and lose, it was nice, right? This kid wants to win. He's never lost 4 games in a row on any level.
But doesn't it matter how you win, though? Like, let's say you were going to run Monty and Herbert at a 90-10 run-pass ratio.
Of course.
And you're winning, but is that really doing anything for Justin at that point?
I don't think you're going to see that. I think
of course
his development's part of that.
Far-fetched hypothetical here.
Yeah.
We're not talking reality on this podcast. If we are, we're at the wrong place.
I've been talking realistic all night.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't get the memo, boys. My bad. No, I mean, of course we all want to win. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, the most important thing for me is the development of Justin Fields, because I want to see a quarterback before I fucking die.
Absolutely.
And I think that will translate to wins,
If he is what we hope he is, and he continues on the ascent that he's shown, a lot of games that you think are losses could turn to wins.
This year or
this year? I think this year you could do that.
Ultimately, yes.
And we're getting healthier too, on top of it.
I agree. Justin's development is the biggest thing. I've been saying that all season.
Yeah.
But I hope that comes with a couple wins for him. I want him to be the leader. Like that helps.
Absolutely.
No, winning definitely helps. It does. So Jared's talking about injuries. Do you think we're getting healthier when coming out of the bye week? Our injury report was as large as it was, Jared?
Yeah.
Pretty lengthy.
It was pretty long. I mean, I don't know. The biggest one's Mac, man. That one hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, Mac did not participate. Hicks did not participate. A-Rob, Trevathan, swing tackle Wilkinson.
Trevathan just shouldn't participate.
Man, that breaks my heart.
Can I answer Joe's
But you're
question
right.
too? It's the shortest.
That'd be a no.
You
Yeah.
said is our injury report being bigger than it's been in a long time? Coming out of a bye, do you think we're healthier? No. Final answer.
But it's funny though, right? How are we more banged up coming out of a fucking bye week?
I think you're going to see if Khalil's foot is any better, you could probably see him back.
Aren't we one of the oldest teams in the NFL? Average age.
Oh,
yeah, but Peters and whatchamacallit really skew that figure.
No, we were that before they got here, bro.
No, we weren't the oldest before Peters got here.
One of the oldest.
One of.
I thought
dude, Arlington Heights is going to be Jurassic Park.
Right. I'm going to concede that to you. You're right.
I'll have to go to PFF to ask on that one, but we were up there.
The Arlington Heights is a pipe dream. It's not happening, Jer.
Yeah, it's happening, brother. Jurassic Park. They're going to have an old man sitting out in front of the thing. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
One of the aldermen in Chicago suggested that they buy the team. The city buys the team, and then they sell paper to us.
Yeah, no thank you.
Like, paper owners is something we always, like, make fun of. Like, I'm not paying $300 for a piece of paper so they can get money out of it. And politicians should not be running fucking NFL franchises. God.
Correct. They can't even run their own districts.
I was about to say the city of Chicago is the last group of people that should be running anything more.
All right. Biscuits, I got a question for you then, because you're Mr. Soldier Field. At that expense?
Yes.
For the city to run the team?
Yes. My argument is we get to stay on the lakefront, and it couldn't possibly be any fucking worse than George and Ted. Why the fuck?
Why
not?
Dive deep into that Bears history, young man.
So why not? You want your vote? You want your ownership to be voted on every couple years and not know who the fuck's going to be in office?
Yeah, sure. At least it'll give you a chance to mix things up, as opposed to the same old clown show that they roll out there every year.
You want the city of Chicago running the Bears?
Question for
I don't want them running the Bears, but if someone put a gun to my head and said, "Hey, it's either the city of Chicago or it's George McCaskey," yeah, fuck yeah,
in a new stadium,
I'll take my chances. I don't want Arlington Heights. Y'all know
what it's tipping me off to is if they're even thinking to offer that,
which is it's so ludicrous.
Without saying it though, Biscuits, right? It's kind of saying that.
How many
are they available?
Well, how about the news today of the rumor who was in Hallis Hall today? Did y'all hear that?
No.
Was Bezos?
Allegedly, Jeffrey Bezos was in Hallis Hall today.
Dude, how long ago did I say Bezos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bezos about that bread.
Yeah.
Amazon Stadium.
Shout out to
I know Bezos.
God, what the fuck was his name?
Number 15.
Bellamy. Yeah, Josh Bellamy. Jesus.
Yep. Bezos knew.
Bezo about that bread. Is he alive still? I know he had some trouble, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got a little trouble going on.
Oh.
I like the idea of Bezos possibly poking around the team.
Dude, we have no sources. I'm just saying.
We got sources.
Since we're going hypothetical though, like if the city is putting that out there, you wonder if there's something they know that is not being put out there. That are they available? Because purchasing that property would make them very desirable for a new owner to come in and build their mecca of football.
It would. I'd like to amend my statement, by the way. I do not want
Crypt.com, baby.
Running the Bears. I do not. I take all that back.
It would be brutal.
Forget the last 4 minutes ever happened of this pod.
No, that would be brutal.
It would be, but yeah, it would be. But I keep going back to how bad it already fucking is. Like, could it really be that much worse? Maybe.
And this is a perfect segue into Bruce Irvin. What are you guys thinking about that?
I'll let Jared take this one first.
About 3 years too late.
Yeah.
About 3 years too late. Sure seems like it's here's a piece of gum on a fucking gunshot wound.
Well, Robert Quinn got his boy Ogletree in here. Do you think Leo put a good word in for his old running mate?
What is there, like a teammate referral bonus here going on?
Seems that way, right?
Yeah, it does seem that way.
They played together in Oakland.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is this?
Hasn't had a sack since 2019. Like, I don't get it. Chicago Bears, along with a player, are being sued by a North Carolina woman. Oh yeah, that's Mario Edwards.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Mario Edwards for that altercation that he had last year, I believe,
Oh, okay.
in Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. And what did Pace do right before that investigation was over? Gave him a
Re-upped.
3-year extension. Pace God. So yeah, what the fuck were we talking about again?
I just brought up Bruce Irvin.
Oh, Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin.
There.
So old, I forgot already.
Yeah.
What the fuck
Right.
were we talking about? So Jer compared it to a piece of bubble gum on a gunshot wound.
Yep. Here you go.
I've never heard of a gunshot wound being treated by bubble gum, but I will take that key fact with me.
Well,
Just
that's exactly what it means, though, man.
If I ever get shot, I hope I have gum on me.
It's not a good treatment.
It's
a bad
not.
treatment.
No, it's not. But yeah, I'm with Jer. I'm not expecting much. I would not be surprised if this is like a
what is the
2-week type of
point?
deal, though.
What is
There
the
is
point?
no point. There is no point.
I mean,
It's just you're taking away snaps.
You're
from
taking
a
away
young guy
exactly.
like Snowden.
Exactly.
And I think they're
Anybody.
delusional. They think that they can go on a run and rip off a few and grab that 7th seed. And for
You're
Matt,
taking snaps away from Travis Gibson, who needs to develop.
I don't mind the mindset though. If that's what they're thinking, that's a good thing. Like I don't. I don't mind the mindset that you still want to remain competitive, and if that, not saying that it's attainable, but you still want to be in that mindset. Yeah, I want to see wins, man. I don't want to see this team fail. Like I'm a fan, you know what I mean? Like
no, of course.
I don't think it's realistic by any stretch of the imagination that we're going 8-0. But you know what, man? If we did, you want to talk about pumping life back into the fan base?
Oh, 100%. I'd
Talking
eat my fucking words if we did.
Hot shit.
I don't see a chance in hell.
Hot
but
shit everywhere.
Let's not act like if we if we got hot, like when the Giants started off shitty, like if something like that, like miracle run happened, man, it would be.
But is signing a 30-some-year-old Bruce Irvin who hasn't had a sack in 2 years, is that?
Yeah, I'm not talking
to be competitive.
I'm not talking serious like people on Twitter are about it, bro. I'm just saying we hypothetical. We'd be
dude, we'd be juicing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
In 2019, he had 8.5 sacks at Carolina.
Yep.
So
Last year did nothing.
he had one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with
I'm
them.
not associating the two. Bringing him in, I'm not saying it's
Oh, okay. That's kind of like I'm okay with the mindset of trying to win and remain competitive.
Yeah,
I just don't know if that move really.
Oh no, that move doesn't move the needle in that direction. Solid veteran presence. I wouldn't, if Khalil was healthy, I wouldn't mind it because it's solid depth. But
well, then that should also point to the failure of Ryan Pace to get solid depth in here to begin with. That you're picking guys up.
Itachu got hurt. He was a vet.
What happened?
Who was the other guy? I think they bumped him back down to the practice squad though.
Marsh?
Not Marsh. The guy that they elevated over Snowden that 1 week. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
You know who I'm talking about.
Kamara.
Yeah, Kamara. Sam Kamara. Like,
unless they have Snowden on some track program where they're trying to put a little put pounds on him, and they just don't want to expose him while he's getting in that conditioning. Because if you're hardcore conditioning, you don't like overdoing it during the season. They may be trying to bulk him up, get him heavier. I know that was the one thing they were crazy on. But if they're doing that, I'm fine with it. I just hope that I want to see him hit the field, man. Like, so, but who knows? He's on the practice squad for a reason, right?
Well, I think it's funny though that a lot of people, and I saw on Twitter with you talked to someone on there today who said, well, he's too lanky, he's too lean, he's too similar to Floyd. But I think a reoccurring theme this year before Robert Quinn broke back out was, man, we would kill to have a Leonard Floyd guy back. So
a guy long enough to set the edge.
Yeah.
And good in coverage.
And good in coverage.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
But hey, what do we know?
So back to this this matchup against the Ravens, guys. What do we got for an injury report, Biscuits, on both? Like you said, you
want both sides of it?
Yeah, I mean, particularly what's the status on Lamar right now?
So Lamar did not participate today, still with an illness. Marquise Brown has a thigh; he did not participate. Justin Houston took a rest day; he'll be back. Jimmy Smith, their corner, did not participate today with a hip. Brandon Williams, defensive tackle, has a shoulder. Tavon Young, another corner of theirs, out. And Bradley Bozeman, also sick, along with Lamar. Latavius Murray came back, limited fashion with his ankle. So definitely banged up for sure. Obviously, the big tilt's going to be if Lamar can play.
Right. So this game is, as far as a game preview, let's just go as if Lamar was playing, I guess, because it's two different worlds, man.
If Lamar can play, he will. He's a warrior.
And I will say this, like that Miami game, yes, Miami dominated, but like if I went back and watched the game, and there were a lot of times where Lamar was close to hitting one. That defense that Miami was playing was extremely risky. They knocked his timing off just enough. There were a couple plays there where shit could have turned around very quickly. This is a guy, like, I don't think if Lamar is starting, for us to do a zero blitz with the way our defensive backs, I just Jalen, sure. But, like, who else do you trust to hold down man?
I think, I know Wilder's numbers aren't great, but he sure seems like he's in position. He just doesn't make the play, or sometimes he gets blocked out.
I'm talking about putting Quan up there, too. Now, what are you going to do if they send a tight end out to that on our defensive backs?
That could be – DHC has been all right, but not good enough. You're right.
And my concern is, like, in sacks, I think we're 7th in the league. It's really odd. So, like, we're getting the sacks, right? But our pressure percentage,
yes, it's down towards the bottom.
It's like 29th.
Well, we had talked about that a couple weeks ago in a preview pod. I believe it was leading up to the Packers game. Was that going to be sustainable? Because typically that pressure rate, if that's down, or QB sacks like that,
our QB hits were 28th.
Yeah,
it's wild. So we're getting the sacks, but like the disrupting the QB is more than just sacks, and those other things that are disruptive, like our blitz percentage is like 31st in the league.
Yeah,
wow.
So I mean, that's another thing. So now you're going to stack these guys with what I just told you, and our I think the average like QBR is like 102.2 against us.
Yeah.
We're 28th in the league there. And then I think 8 yards per attempt on passing. Well, no, I'm just trying to say.
I'm putting my ass out of a fucking job.
It's percentages, man. So, like, these things make
sense. I got to catch my breath.
You can't argue. Well, even yards per attempt, it's ridiculous. On our pass defense, is like 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that in person.
Are you going to do a zero blitz with that?
I'm just saying.
That might be ugly, bro.
Can't be any uglier. And now, do you want death by 1,000 paper cuts, or do you want death instantly?
You're not going to be able to go in and kill Lamar with this defense like that.
No, we don't have the.
You're going to have to play your defense, which that you're not going to be able to put that. You're not going to be able to do what he struggles with on a consistent basis. What Miami did, we can't. I don't think we're structured to do that.
Guys have to hold their lanes on Lamar. You know, if you can get center pressure. I know. And you're going to ask a 34-year-old Bruce Irvin, who hasn't been with this defense at all, to do that. That's a lot to ask. Potentially. I mean, Eddie Goldman, shout out him. He had his best game since coming back versus Pittsburgh. If you can get anything out of him, Hicks very questionable, obviously. I mean, this is time for youth to take a step too on that defensive side. Kyrus Tonga,
Nichols.
Bilal Nichols, where the fuck you at, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to bring that up too. Well, I'll bring that up after we're done talking about the matchup. But
yeah, go ahead and hit the injuries for us too. I don't think you hit ours yet. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I mean, for us, it's Hicks is out, Mack is out, A-Rob's out with the hamstring, Danny Trevathan and Wilkinson limited. Eddie
for
Jackson
practice,
and Mooney.
right? Not
yeah,
for the
just for
game,
practice,
bro.
just for practice.
Right.
And then Eddie trending towards the right way, and Mooney's still nursing that foot injury.
So there's potential you could get most of them back.
I mean, I think there's a good chance Eddie plays. I'm pretty sure Darnell will play. Max probably not playing, and Hicks and A-Rob are sort of up in the air. If I had to guess, I'd say Hicks is out, but A-Rob plays.
Okay.
Is a shootout more likely than a blowout? Ooh.
So
Connor Beatty. I want to make sure I get that right.
I don't know about the. It's hard. It's hard to say because, like, as far as our offense, I got more numbers for you, Biscuits. You're gonna love me tonight.
Oh God,
I'm gonna make you love me. Their defense, their average. I think they're like 18th in passer rating against. So it's like 95.3 or something along those lines.
That is correct. Actually,
good.
I have that written down. Very good.
Look at you guys.
I'm not trying to take it away from you, but their QB hits and pressure.
Take it away, brother.
Well, their pressure percentage is first in the NFL.
Yep.
Yes.
Justin's gonna have to think quickly.
And they're fifth in QB hits. Calais Campbell is a motherfucking problem.
Beast.
People don't talk about this man enough, man. Like, he's taking on double teams and beating them. He's freeing thing up for other guys. This guy is still an animal, man.
Line him up over Sam Mustipher all day.
Yeah. So instead of playing him at end, Harbaugh's figured out how important pressure up the middle is, and they're lining him up at tackle too. Like this dude, he's a problem.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they're giving up a 95 rating though, right? So that means, to me, that says the pressure's there, but their corners aren't covering long enough for the pressure. So you can beat them. They can be beaten.
Yeah, but we're giving up 102.2.
We're giving, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Ravens.
Yeah, their secondary gives up a lot of big chunk plays. They do. There will be opportunity there.
I mean, that's where your quarterback's got to read quickly and make the right read and throw and not throw it into dangerous areas.
Yeah, it has to be like.
And obviously, it's not that big of a problem for most NFL quarterbacks to do that.
But
you don't give up a 95 rating, though. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like what happened in Cleveland when you're sending everybody deep and not protecting him. Like you have to adjust to that too.
There has to be a balance. You're correct.
There has to be short game.
Yes, absolutely. We've said this for years now.
Yeah.
Well, by comparison, so you said that the Ravens are giving up. Opposing QBs have a 95.3 rating against them.
Yep.
The Steelers had a 95.5. The 49ers give up 97. The Raiders give up 96.5. Fields QB rating against those opponents, 89.9, 84.6, 91.9.
So we're just below that.
Just below
their averages.
Yeah.
It's time to be above the expected.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
But yeah, as far as predicting this game, man, if we're predicting it, I guess let's predict it with.
I could see it both ways.
Let's predict. Hey, let's predict it with
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
We'll predict it with Lamar and without. So let's go first with Lamar in the lineup. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's a hell of a running back that can throw the football.
Jesus.
Wow, Jer.
You know,
actually
in,
said that
Jer,
out
you know,
loud.
in 2019,
I just love tweaking you guys. I love tweaking you guys.
Look, I used to be a Lamar hater when he was first drafted, and then
He's on pace for 4,000 yards and 1,200 yards rushing. 4,000 yards passing and 1,200 yards rushing.
dude, he's just a playmaker.
I
2019,
don't disagree that he's an
led.
absolutely stellar playmaker.
Okay, now hold on, Jer. 2019, he led the league in passing touchdowns from the pocket.
We haven't had a 4,000-yard passer. This dude's about to be our leading rusher and leading passer in one season. And you're a guy that could throw for 4,000 yards in the NFL, my friend. You call that man a quarterback?
I don't. Okay.
That's bullshit.
Not only
bro.
that, who is he throwing to? Like Marquise Brown is his best wide receiver.
Lamar's
No,
50,
he's-
bro.
Oh,
I would take him on our team in a heartbeat. Don't get it wrong. Don't get
4
it twisted.
games of Sammy Watkins. Like the dude's skill positions there are not that great.
So, but y'all want Ozzie Newsome, right? Y'all
Hell
want some.
yes.
Y'all want some of that
Yes.
Baltimore love.
Yes. Have you seen
All those skill
Ozzie
positions
Newsome's
ain't worth a
tenure
shit.
there? Dude,
They-
look at Ozzie Newsome's tenure and
And their
tell me you
draft
would not.
history. Are you
Dude,
kidding me?
stop, Jer. Stop.
I'm just
Come
saying.
on.
You single-handedly said
What'd the
that-
Ravens do to you, bro?
fuck the Ravens.
And you know what, Jared? Even with those lack of skill position players, they're still in the playoffs on a consistent.
Their tight
basis,
ends are
and they-
freaking amazing.
Yeah,
I was
Mark
there.
Andrews is the beast.
Mark Andrews is going to be a problem. I don't think Ogletree can touch him.
I'm just saying.
I love just fucking with you guys.
You really
I
want
love
Ozzie Newsome? Like,
Well, you were just going on. It was like,
competitive for a long time, bro.
oh, I don't disagree, but I'm just saying. You were sitting there about all these people out on the outside that they don't have weapons. It's like,
They don't.
that's the GM, right?
No, Eric DaCosta is the GM who Ozzie Newsome passed it. The Lamar Jackson draft was Ozzie Newsome's last draft. You can go on and on. Look at Ozzie. Seriously, Jer? You're really going to go there? Come on, man. He
I would
built a
take
Super
Ozzie
Bowl
Newsome.
roster over.
I would take
Flacco.
Ozzie Newsome in a heartbeat. I was just fucking with you.
Oh man,
It
Jer,
was
you got
4
my
minutes.
biscuits all riled up, man.
I'm just talking about him as like a player.
What about Dirk
like
Cutter?
A football
Oh.
operation guy. Turd cutter?
Dirk.
That-
This has just been another episode of the
Dirk.
Tailgate Show. We'll catch y'all next week. I will be out of town. It's nice talking to y'all.
Right.
I had to throw that.
All
in
right,
there,
with
man.
Lamar. All right, let's go with this. With Lamar as a quarterback who's a phenomenal quarterback.
You go first, Jerry. You make your prediction first.
Wait,
man.
did you hear what he said, Biscuit?
I did.
He's a phenomenal
That's
quarterback.
why I'm like, hey, just
Really.
go ahead and make your prediction. He's on a roll.
Now that
here.
I got all your
Quarterback.
nipples tweaked. Baltimore 31, Chicago 17.
You can't tweak mine right now. I have them taped. Every time I do the
Nice.
pod, I need to tape them down.
Yes, you do. Those bitches radiate.
He just couldn't stop laughing, so he got off camera there. So with Lamar,
Without,
no,
sorry.
we'll just go around with, and then we'll go around without. So
Sounds
with
good.
Lamar in, did you put your score down?
31-17,
Ravens.
Ravens.
Can I get a quarter by quarter breakdown of the points scored, Jer?
Sure.
No,
I'm gonna say
fucking do that.
27-24 Ravens with Lamar.
Oh,
on
it's
the line.
close.
A close one with Lamar.
We do play Baltimore well. Historically, we have. And we've beaten teams that we shouldn't have beaten.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking back to wasn't that a John Fox game where he ran the ball every play but like 5 times and we beat them?
Yeah, that was Mitch's second start.
Sounds like a John Fox game.
Yeah, it was Mitch's second start. That was when Tariq Cohen threw a touchdown pass to Zach Miller on a trick play.
And not to get off on too much of a tangent, I guess it's
Do it.
throwing shade and I should wait, but dudes are out
Totally.
here on Twitter congratulating your ex-failed quarterback because he had sex.
Congrats on the sex, Mitch.
Congrats, you finally hit a target.
No, I mean good for him and like all that stuff, but bro, why like some dudes on Twitter are so thirsty for attention from players? Like, I miss football. I love you. I love you. I miss you. whoa, bro. Like,
Right.
it's wild. It's like you really want that like. You really want that like.
What's really crazy is that they're not even quote tweeting like the Instagram picture or anything. They're just tweeting.
Like
At Mitch
Cordero,
Trubisky.
yeah, or like
Congrats.
Cordero, will you please say how about those Bears one last time for old time's sake? I'm like, what the fuck?
I really miss playing football. And get
Oh,
healthy and play football.
No, Tariq, I guess people were coming at him. He has the right to say what he wants to say. I'm just saying the reaction to it is just like over the top. Like, I miss football. I miss you, Tariq. Like,
AA in the chat. AA in the chat.
putting gifs of like him flipping over in the end zone. It was just like this whole
Shit.
love fest. How our offense will just completely change if he's
It's
back in the
gonna
lineup.
explode. Someone told me. AA shared that. That offense is gonna explode. Bears team total yards 25-26. Lamar Jackson just passing yards 24-47.
He's insane, man.
AA stats.
Yeah,
Jesus, that's
Who would have
That's
thought that would have
impressive.
came through?
And
That's
leisure
depressing.
with that awkward ass question during the presser.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that was
that was
bad.
just
that
yeah,
was
like
bad.
it was like, hey,
Who's
I don't
usually
know.
phenomenal, by the way. I do like Jason.
Yeah, it came
Sure.
off a little like just as like, yeah, I appreciate what Lamar does and how he runs, and it's just like, wow. I don't know. Came off. I'm not gonna get too,
Cringeworthy. It's a very
Very
cringeworthy question.
cringeworthy.
a little awkward, man. But so Biscuits, your score prediction with Lamar in the lineup.
With Lamar in the lineup, I got Ravens 27, Bears 16.
On the same kick that we're not going to get. What's depressing about those score totals is that it doesn't really show the offense getting better. It doesn't really show Justin Fields necessarily getting better and scoring more points, which is kind of deflating.
So let's go around with Lamar out. Who are we looking at quarterback?
Well, it's one of two guys, and I don't think it would be Trace Sorensen. I think it would be Tyler Huntley. Insert a who the fuck, but it would be Tyler Huntley, I think.
Boy, you talk about having to change your whole offense.
Well, that's why I think it would make more sense to go with like a Trace McSorley because I'm not going to sit here and compare him athletic.
Did you just say a swirly McTwist?
A swirly, yeah. I'm just saying, the kid's athletic. He can run. What was he, a Penn State kid, I believe? BYU, one of those super white schools. Pretty sure.
So, minus Lamar.
He's playing, though. I mean, he's going to play.
Ravens 28. No, Ravens 20. Bears 17. I don't believe in this offense until it's proven.
I understand that take because, like, oh, Lamar's out. We're going to eat. We always get like that over like situations we could take advantage of. And it's just like, God damn it. So I get
we lose, but we lose by 3.
Yeah, Lamar's out. Harbaugh's out. Got this. Nope. So Biscuits, how about you with Lamar out, man?
With Lamar out, yeah, I'm gonna go to 23-16 without Lamar. I don't think there's gonna be much of a difference. I think they'll just go super run heavy, and I think we've proven that we can't really stop the run too well.
Yeah, Latavius Murray coming back. They're beat up in their running back core too.
I'm not scared of their run game without Lamar back there because that makes it a lot more complicated for a defense to stop the run when you have a quarterback that can burn you too. So, like, I'm not super concerned about the talent they have back there without Lamar in that lineup. But so score prediction though, I would think like honestly, Bears 21-10 without Lamar.
Yeah, see, Connor, I'm with Connor on this one. He's like, y'all are really hyping our defense. Like,
I'm not hyping our defense without Lamar in.
I think even without Lamar, they could still run the ball down our throat.
Sure.
I don't know, man. We've been saying it for a couple weeks now, B.
The run defense is not good.
It's not. Especially when you can't tackle.
What running back? What running back are you truly scared of on the Ravens without Lamar?
I'm not scared of
Murray can still run it.
I wouldn't say
What's Latavius Murray at?
I wouldn't say I am scared of one particular running back. What I'm saying is, if the Ravens committed to the ground game with Lamar out, can we stop it? I don't think we can. I think they could put Tyson Williams back there, and he'd probably eat our shit. So he's got 59 carries, 212 yards, so 3.6 yard average, 4 touchdowns.
Wait, yes, get him on this.
Man can't hear the word turd cutter, but he talks about eating shit.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't want to hear that fucking turd cutter again. You're listening to this,
but you'll eat what comes out of it. I got you.
I'm not gonna eat it.
Hashtag second harvest.
I said they're gonna eat our shit.
You don't want to think about where the turd's coming from, but once the turd's on the plate,
no, I don't want to know the origin of where it came from. Okay, that makes the serving just worse. Okay, I don't want to know the origin.
And by turd, I mean the way you lick your steak.
Oh wow, you're getting stats engraved from our Facebook account. This is hilarious.
Wow. Bears total TDs 14. Lamar Jackson passing TDs 14. Jesus
Christ. Yeah.
So depressed, I'm speechless now.
He's that dude.
I got B talking about cutting turds. I got AA hitting me with depressing stats.
And we're on a short week, fellas.
Yeah, we're 0-3 with Nagy coming off a short week with double-digit losses in the last 2.
I don't think we've won. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't think we've won a coming out of the bye since 2014.
2012.
Was it 12?
I'm pretty sure it's 2012. It's pretty brutal.
The short turnarounds have been kind of up and down.
But the short turnaround and have 2 games in the course of what, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, short turnaround.
Well, we had 3 games.
2.
Yeah, we've had 3 games in 11 days before, correct?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Oh, we hit this season. The way the season breaks down, we have the shortest amount of prep time of any other team in the NFL. With the way our schedule
doesn't matter, our coaches can't prep. Fucking.
I would argue the more time they have to prep, the worse we become.
Correct.
They start overthinking everything.
He's gonna have to show that change in order if he wants to keep his seat. Nagadocious.
Yeah.
Nagydamus.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kicking in now, boys.
I don't even know what to say to
that. There's nothing else.
Nagydamus. Nagydamus. That might be a shirt. And the thing is too, like when we're not winning, he comes off so naggy.
Yep. And when we are winning, he still comes off so naggy.
Like nagging like I'm still on the same bullshit. Like just act upset, coach. Like give us
I'm gonna give you a stern talking to, mister.
Everything, guys are practicing hard. It's like It's like if Tressman was it's like a jockey version of Tressman.
Do you think we'll get that breaking point with Nagy on a podium at some point this year?
I can't even stomach him with his freaking pressers, bro.
Do you think you'll get the full blown fucking? No. You can tell it's a wrap. I'm out.
No, because if it's a wrap, I'm out. He's gonna be looking for the next gig.
I'm gonna say no.
I think we might.
Former realtor, he's got experience with keeping composure.
Shit. You can't even compose yourself around the word turd and cutter.
Oh man. It gets worse every time I fucking hear it too.
You had to bring up a player with the last name Cutter, bro. Where do you want me to go with it?
Dirk.
No, I didn't bring that up. Jared brought it up.
I brought that up.
So that's what I was. referring to.
Oh, my bad. You got my
I
brain.
just serve them up. Boys. So
So
Brian's the only one predicting a Bears win if Lamar
without
doesn't
Lamar.
play
Yep.
on
And
Sunday.
What score did you take on
if
that?
Lamar doesn't play and we get the win, now we're gonna start stacking, boys. And then there's 7 left to complete the 8.
Oh, fuck out of here!
And you know what
But
else?
a lot of people are going to be like, I told you on my podcast. This is the way it is. I told you. You should listen to us.
Yeah, well, if we win 3 games the rest of the way, I'm going to be the one saying I fucking told you.
I don't really care. Like, we say a lot of things on here, man. It's all in fun, and we enjoy just talking shit. But yeah, man, when people go hard in the paint on Twitter with shit. It goes from like, it's such a dynamic. Like, you'll see, like, everybody thinks they're a brand now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we do a podcast, so I'm not like, I'm not trying to.
You're shitting all over the podcast, man.
No. What I'm saying is,
cut that turd, man.
Everybody. There's so many burners and like people trying to establish themselves with their own thing. Like it's their own little business, and it's either like it's such a wild dynamic on Bears Twitter now because it's like the people that just want to. There's the ass kissing, which I don't know why my algorithm kept just throwing me all the butt kissing that was going on today. It's just the way it rolled, bro.
I love watching the deterioration of this moment is hilarious.
No, I'm just saying, like, my God, dude, like, I just saw it's either that or it's like everybody wants to advertise their shit. It goes from like,
simping,
we love you. I told you I was right. Listen to this, so and so. It's like,
pimps don't have to be told they're pimps. They know they're pimps.
Yeah, if you're doing,
people tell them they're pimps.
If you're doing what you do, you don't even have to like go to Wikipedia to bring up fake ass college stats. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But it's just funny how things are all over the place on Twitter.
And on that.
So, just to throw y'all a quick question, what is your least favorite sub segment on Bears Twitter?
I don't know what to call it now because it was the Truthers and then it became the Eighth Robs, and now it's just like the
Blowhards.
It's the we love you, come back.
I guess if I had to like categorize it, I would call it like the Bears rub and tug.
Oh. Okay, Robert Kraft, go on.
It's just like it's a bathhouse of a certain kind of individual that provides
what kind of individual
that provides Twitter happy endings to players.
So you have an issue with the tagging players and the ball cusping. So
I don't mind it, man. Like, of course you like the positivity towards the guys, but like the dude's like, I miss football, and everybody's all of a sudden it's like Hallmark cards, like responses, like, and I miss you, like the sun misses the ocean. It's like, man, dude. Like, yeah, Tariq, I can't wait till you get back. Cool. You know what I mean? But like, my God. Like, I love you. Like, bro, I love Lamp. Like, you don't know him.
I love Lamp. When you bring an Anchorman reference in, that's a win.
You know what I mean?
That's a fucking win.
Well, me and AA were going back and forth on Twitter. I was like, I love Lamp. And then he's like, Lamp loves you or something. We just kept going back and forth. It's just
Lamp. He said Lamp misses football,
and I hate like trying to get into like I try to fan how you want to fan, man. But my God,
you fan how you want to fan, but that still gives me every right to make fun of you as well.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the wild shift in dynamic on Bears Twitter lately. Like Bears Twitter used to just be like,
everybody's getting their fields
everywhere. Like, toot, toot, toot. We were just like,
everybody's in their fields over fields, man.
Well, Bears Twitter used to be like a war zone, so it was like
cool. It still is.
Now it's like a bunch of hopeless romantics.
What did that comment do for you, Brian?
I gave him a discount today, bro. I just was like,
He was
I'm
lucky.
not-
He was spared. He didn't even know it.
well, like
He didn't.
answering with what I'm saying is just corny. It's just gonna go back. You could do that all day. I wasn't. I don't.
That might have been one of the weirdest requests I've ever seen, though.
I've matured in my older age.
I know you play for the Falcons now, but can we get a "Let's Go Bears" one more time?
Sure.
For old time's sake.
That's the juice
I
we
will
need
say
to win
this.
this weekend. Jared,
He was fun to watch.
Oh,
He was
for
fun to
sure.
watch pregame and all that stuff, but not like, oh my
For
god.
sure. I'm not losing
And
sleep over it, though.
It's also, I mean, we don't know where they're at. They could just be young fans, new fans. Who the hell knows?
There's a lot of young
Everybody-
fans.
So to us, it's just like,
But isn't that? But it's sort of corny, though. It's like, man, we're so fucking pathetic. Like that's what we're like. We get our rocks off on. How about them Bears? Like, does that do anything for you guys? I'll be
Well,
honest with you.
I asked
when
the
he was here, it
question,
didn't do
and-
anything for me.
and I asked the dude the question, like, what is this gonna do for you if he like? I really wanted his response. Like, what,
Ding!
What the fuck was that,
Instant.
dude? Was that a turd cutter fart right there?
No.
Oh, damn! That you got me. That sounded realistic.
yeah,
Well, Jared,
man,
what
I-
about you, man?
Subset, I just basically hate most people. It's just easier that way.
That's a cop out, man.
I really do.
No, there's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of dudes that bring good shit on Twitter. So I'm not saying
Yeah, I mean,
No, not all of Bears Twitter's bad.
no.
Just the optimistic blowhards, pace protectors. That would be a few of my gripes that I would have.
I don't know. There's this guy, True Biscuits and Gravy. He's a real ass.
That dude's a jackass.
No, for real. I don't know.
I'm not saying call
Sometimes-
one individual person out and say, "Oh, hey, this guy's a
The
fucking-"
constant, oh my God, listen to us. We talked about this, blah, blah, blah. That drives me fucking nuts. Because reality is we all talk about it because we have free thought. The incessant need to be fucking right
Yes.
is what drives me insane in this whole goddamn thing. Pardon my language. Sorry about God. You got to be right. Everybody's just got to be fucking right. They can't see gray.
And look at
It's always
me. You
black
have
and
to
white.
see that I was right too.
Yeah, it brings it to a political feel for sports.
Right.
And I get that, but I don't mind people like. I honestly like it's corny to me, but I don't mind people doing it as long as if they're doing it and not attacking somebody. That's their thing. Their self promotion. I totally get self promotion.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I'm just not
it.
I'm just not wired like that. I
Right,
probably
but-
should be.
The thing that used to annoy me, Jared, was the people that said they always said they were right, but shit on other people to
Right.
prove their point. That's not when that doesn't happen. I don't mind it as much. It's just not my deal.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, smug Twitter is probably a place I don't like to travel to. You know what I'm saying?
Smug
It's like,
Twitter.
well,
I was about to say, did you,
You
just
know what
throw
I'm
a,
saying.
did you just throw a lob over at your co-host there, B?
no, I mean smug is in like, well, we knew this and blah blah blah. You're an idiot
Oh. So conceited.
because I am the smartest.
I'm just
So-and-so.
I go sarcastic on Twitter. It's just what I've always
I-
done.
I
you
pretty
go
much.
sarcastic in real life,
Eh,
but I
That's
enjoy
not-
it. No, dude, come on, stop. You do, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've kind of learned to
It's
read
more.
between
It's.
the lines
It's.
with
I'll,
that.
I'll say it's more subtle off of Twitter in real life. But yes.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
he was quite reserved at supper, and he had every chance in Pittsburgh. He had every chance, and he played it rather nicely.
He was good
Well, I
at
mean-
Pittsburgh.
I never
I
met your
mean-
butt. I never met Mike, man. I'm.
Well, I mean, he could have went
Keeping
full
the steam.
steak and shake the whole 9 yards up there. He didn't.
Yeah, we were in enemy territory, bro.
I will
True.
say there was a moment at the tailgate where I did see the look in his eyes change. And he approached my camera and was like, said some deep ass shit about the Bears. It got me fired up, not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
Fuck. Yeah, you don't remember? I'll send it to you. Yeah.
All
You
right.
can't, you're like, yo,
Oh,
you're like,
that's
yo,
there's
yo,
recording on this.
yo, put the camera on. Biscuits, put the camera on. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. That Maker's Mark was hitting right before game time.
Nice. I wish I'd have got there earlier. I fucked that hole up. So
Nah, you got there right when you should have, Jer.
We had a great time, man. We sat at the bar for a while on the river, and then on the walk there, I cracked open the Baker's Mark, and everybody was hitting it.
Dude, we walked all the way through that lot. I just didn't walk back far enough to see you guys. So
yeah, by the time I got to the tailgate, bro, I was in game mode.
Yeah, I would say that little thing you gave me before we got there really got me feeling good before we got there.
All right. Well, on that note.
Hey, it's a tailgate, baby.
Hey.
That's right. That's what's up.
And we did our damn thing at the tailgate. I will say that, fellas.
Sure did.
Can't wait.
Sure fucking did.
I guess there's some news. Some of the radio personalities are trying to hit up Tim Shanley to get to tailgate. Yep. I think there's going to be a good possibility that happens at Chicago Bears tailgate. I just hate that there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's this quite a distance away from the field. And I don't understand that these major tailgates are not more incorporated with the teams like Yinzer was. I felt like Yinzer had a really good spot.
Yeah.
You know,
is there a good spot though?
And therein lies the problem with Soldier Field.
Right.
You can't have charter tailgate members.
The closest you can be is like a mile away.
Yep.
We were like literally, we had the stadium in the background in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were right there. So
Buffalo's even closer. They have all private lots around their stadium.
Kansas City is the same way. It's surrounded by lots.
They're tailgating in the parking lot for the stadium.
Yeah, Buffalo
Kansas City
is legit.
Kansas City's got private lots that the season tickets have all around the front. And around the outside of that is where your single game parking.
But don't they share too with
yeah, they share with Kauffman Stadium.
Yeah. Oh.
It's the right setup. It's just right.
Buffalo is like a college atmosphere.
Same with Kansas City. I would agree with that.
No.
So, all right, let's wrap this bitch up.
All right, man. So
all right, boys.
Just another episode of The Tailgate Show.
Duh, biscuits. What the fuck, bro?
Duh, turd cutter.
Duh, puberty.
Duh, snippy snippies. And that's